Hey people, what's good? The Black Mr.Wilson coming black at you with a live stream. And today, instead of just a regular audio podcast, it'll be a video type. So excuse me if I bull around a little bit. This is kind of my first time doing it like this in a while. Haven't done a live stream type of video stream in a while. But besides that, today we'll be talking about why I think the BAIO is important. And if you don't know what the BAIO is, it is the Black African Infrastructure Organization. And I'll read to you the about us because the first thing people go, what's that black stuff they're talking about? All right. So the BAIO is a geopolitical social network. We are made up of African American and African diasporan victims, descendants, and POWs of the transatlantic slave trade scattered throughout the diaspora. Living as second and third class citizens in foreign lands, our condition is tied to the legacy of slavery and genocide of African people in North America and the African diaspora. The BAIO, with some of the most powerful voices in Black America and the diaspora, will make the case that it is time for the landless sons and daughters of Mother Africa to have self-determination. And you can find a link down in the description just in case you're a little bit more interested. So pretty much is a social network, free of charge. You can join, and you got to be black. Yes, I know. Oh my God, he said you have to be black. Yes, you gotta be black to join, and you have to submit a picture of your blackness. I know. It's so horrifying. But beyond that, and I will read a little bit more. People always ask, why are there no African towns in America? Well, how can you have an Africa town if you don't have an Africa? We at the BAIO, Black African Infrastructure Organization, strongly believe that African Americans and African diasporans need to know what it is like to control a piece of territory from the bottom to the top, and control policy on that piece of territory. Until we do that, we will always be at the mercy of the people that do see Flint, Michigan. So pretty much, listen, we had a Black Wall Street. It got bombed to shit. We had a bunch of black towns bombed to shit, burned the fuck down, right? All burned to the fucking ground. So I would say at least we need a plan B. And with the BAIO trying to create that plan B, and how we do that is pretty much gather people of like mind that have skills and or interest of going, hey, America be the satellite nation. Maybe we can look somewhere outside of America, preferably the African continent. But I know a lot of people, oh my God, it's the Africans, they don't like us. Whatever the fuck. I talk to people from the continent on a regular basis. It is not what you think. And no, it's not a total third world dust bowl. They have an up and coming economy. If you check out Prince Dynasty Amir's channel, he always has video clips and whatnot of him going over to places like Nigeria and showing you how, like, look, it's safe as fuck over here. Yeah, the government's corrupt. That's a lot of places, unfortunately. But if you have a business idea and some money to spend on that, you'll have a better time navigating over there than going through a bunch of shit here, where black people have been pretty much been shit on for fucking loans constantly. Now a lot of people think, oh no, it's just so easy. All you got to do is get a loan. And no, it's not that easy, because they shit on black people a lot from getting loans. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it, because I did share an article on my own Facebook page, which the Black Mr.Wilson podcast, when I get around to it, I'll most likely have a Facebook page for the show. But goddamn, where is it? I share so much shit. It's ridiculous. Alrighty then. So yeah, I can't even fucking find it. But yeah, I did have a article stating how black business owners are pretty much left out of the loan getting process, and just believe that they didn't get it. Like, there we go. Mogul.com and MOGULDOM.com. Black business owners with 750 plus credit scores. So they're not even having bad credit scores. It's 750 plus credit scores are getting rejected for loans. This is from January of this year. And it is pretty much rehashing what we already know, or the people that pay attention already know. Like we've been getting fucking shit on constantly. Black business owners. So even with that, how are you gonna really think that you're going to just sprout up out of nowhere? Like, look at the weed industry. Even with weed been around for how long? Black people been getting locked up for that shit left and fucking right. When all of a sudden white people like, hey, maybe now we can take weed a little bit more seriously and not want to lock people up for it. Who got left out? Who got left out? Black folks. Black folks got left out. And it takes a fucking year and a day, damn near, to even fucking get access to the license for fucking weed, right? Also, since black people control nothing in this country and have like less than 1% of ownership in anything, despite all the entertainers we have, because that's pretty much what it is, just fucking tainers. They're rich, but what are they actually doing? Nothing. But then what can they sell out to? Like, black people aren't providing them any goddamn thing. Unfortunately, you have more white people at rap concerts than even black people, and that was for conscious rappers like fucking Dead Presidents and X-Clans and shit, and Public Enemy. You see a bunch of white faces. So after our towns and everything were destroyed, what other town did we rebuild? We don't have a dirt road here. Whereas if we try and get together and build something of our own, we can actually own something. Now, I know you got a lot of people go, oh God, you're running away. But the same people saying that shit aren't doing anything to fucking selves. Or they'll do the usual, just community bit. Like, oh, well, yeah, I go to a Boys and Girls Club. But you're not creating hard or soft infrastructure, really. You're just you're pretty much grooming the future generation of black children and black business owners and all that to just work again or navigate again within the horrible, horrible infrastructure and build no wealth. So with that, we know this COVID shit is happening, and the system is pretty much failing all Americans. But as usual, when white America, mainstream America, quote unquote, air quotes, have a cold, Negroes get the flu and now COVID. I remember when it first came out, they were like, oh, well, black people can't get it, da, 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 da. No, we can get sick like everybody else, maybe just not as fast as everybody else, but we can get sick as everybody else. And when we don't have access to adequate health care, which we don't, also the immediate distrust of any kind of medical group, which is justified considering how much we were experimented on and shit like that. Without the trust in medical field, we tend not to go to the hospital. I hate hospitals my fucking self, because you walk in with a sneeze and you leave with fucking leukemia or some shit. So yeah, with this horrible medical infrastructure, with all the nurses and the doctors we do have, especially fucking nurses, I've never been in a hospital and not seen a black nurse. I've been in a hospital to not seen black doctors, but I've always seen black nurses, from CNA, RNA down to the regular phlebotomist. But with that, like, we're still getting the shit into the stick because we don't control anything. We don't control no socio-economic, political infrastructure involving our lives at all. So with the BAIO, what's its goal is to try and create that infrastructure. I'm pretty sure a couple of you remember Marcus Garvey. He was trying to pretty much create a trade between black people here and black people on the continent. Think of it like that. Now, I know before people, oh, well, you want how many people to go over to Africa? Buddy, I'll tell you this. A lot of you motherfuckers here ain't no good. So nobody's going to ask you, hey, can you no good motherfuckers, hey, you want to go over here and build? Because you ain't building here, so you sure as hell ain't going to build over there. Also, the other half of a lot of those motherfuckers are going to wait for somebody else to actually do anything until they hop on board and see it as fucking viable. So, with that being said, why I joined the BAIO, figured, hey, it's better than, it's a better alternative than here. Doing nothing, not getting anything accomplished here. These are what? Nothing. Was 10% of nothing, and it's fucking nothing. At least with the BAIO, I can help build something, if not in my lifetime, at least for future generations. And that includes trying to, let people know about it, trying to gather people who have like mind, who have skills like in architecture. We have architects, we have people that work in construction, we have people that do electrical, plumbing, maybe as rare as it is. I'm pretty sure there's black people in road building and all of that. Work on subways, transportation infrastructure. We have plenty of black politicians, but we just kind of need the politicians that's not trying to screw anybody. And before you go, where the land at? Because a lot of you motherfuckers will go, where the land at? And not even think fully ahead because just here to troll. Besides that, if you go to the BAIO website and click on videos, matter of fact, let's see now, I can just show you. I can share the screen. But they had a trip to Rwanda, which was really productive. So one moment while I get that up on the screen for you guys. There we go. Still kind of new to StreamYard too, so excuse me being a little bit slow. So boom, there we go. All right, is that there we go. So this is the trip to Rwanda. I got it on mute so the audio doesn't play all ridiculous like. Boom, let's see. All right. Hopefully the audio is also playing. Boom. And you can see it's a 3-hour, 20-minute, and 44 seconds. So it was a substantial talk and recap of the Rwanda trip. They pretty much went to Rwanda and oh man. There we go. Like I said, I'm still kind of new to StreamYard. But they went to Rwanda and walked around, got to see how the city was built, and got to talk to some important people there, took a tour and everything. And Rwanda is not as far back as a lot of people like to think it is. Like Paul Kagame, no matter what the U.S. or Western media says, he was able to pull that country out of, aftermath of genocide. And now everybody's just Rwanda. There's no more Hutu or Tutsi. You're just Rwandan, how it always should have been. But of course, the people with the weapons that provided them to both sides to instigate the conflict to be able to take over the country after the dust settled. The Belgians, he was able to pull the country up out of war tornness after that. So yeah, that's why I joined the BAO, because we have running African countries just fine, run by black people, despite whoever says what. It's successful. They have hard and soft infrastructure, and if we try and get a group of people together, business people or somebody with the skills enough or the know-how enough or the political know-how and move through, go and negotiate some land. Or even I know a lot of people that goes, oh, well, we should integrate it within one of the things. And like, no, maybe to start out and then move on to, negotiations, because you can't go over there with your hat in your hand. Like, no, that's just it's not cool. You got to go over there with a plan. Also, good thing is BAIO has a bunch of chapters in almost everywhere, pretty much. I'm pretty sure we got all state chapters. We have a bunch of chapters over on the continent. So join with people like mine, have meet and greets, try and get together, form a plan, and know there is no leader to the BAIO. It's not some, centralized group around a figurehead. It's pretty much, if you have an idea, you want to see shit get done, then you do it. It's not waiting on somebody to do it for you, not to put together a committee and vote this. And no, if you want to put out videos like I'm doing now, feel free promoting the BAIO. We need more of that. We need more people to spread the message, so that way it's not just a little subset group off in the corner trying to do things and not have any connections with it. And again, also, you still have, thoughts or whatever. Like, look, the situation here isn't getting any better. If you've gotten one check of $1,200 every time these assholes in Congress or the government reconvene, they're always trying to sneak more things in for their donors. And it's already hard being black here as it is. So at least if you have a plan B, shit, even Sierra Leone, if you can take a DNA test and, some of your markers show up in Sierra Leone, you can even get citizenship there, dual citizenship. That should always be an option on the table. Like, you shouldn't relegate yourself here because you don't know anything else. Like, well, motherfucker, crack a book open. It is the age of information, and you no longer have to go to a thick ass Encyclopedia Britannia to get anything. You can easily Google shit. You can easily ask Jeeves, fucking Bing, whatever else search engine, open a laptop, a Chromebook, a MacBook, a fucking PC, and get your information. So there's honestly no reason to be ignorant. And unless like you're like 70 to 89, like you're really not technologically inclined, there is no excuse. Because you're 40 or you're 50, you still have, most of your faculties about you, depending on how, you lived your life. So, go to the website, check it out. There's a link in the description below. And it only takes maybe 5 minutes to join. Take a picture of yourself so they can verify it's you, and that you're black. And there you go. But just don't come in on some egotistical shit. I'm going to do this and then we're going to do that. No. Also, if you ever see the Ning site, that's not the home of the BAIO. The Ning site is not the home of the BAIO. That is an imposter site with some egotistical bullshit. And don't give any money because the BAIO is not asking for money. I repeat, the BAIO is not asking for money at this time. Maybe somewhere down the future, once everything starts falling in place and we get more reliable people, but there's no donations at this time. So yeah, people, Matter of fact, let's share. I'm gonna share the screen again, and we'll just go around the website so you can see what else is about. So you can donate, but donations are not, are not required. See, donations are appreciated, not required. It's a free social network again. I'm gonna contact BAIO. Let's see if that tab works. It should. See? Boom. Got any questions? Name, email, subject, the message, support merchandise, buy some merch. That'd be nice. Cups, shirts, actual people wearing these things. So let's go home. Just waiting for this to load. Boom. So that's post, comments, and activity. Yeah, the numbers load now because we still need people to join. So there's plenty of members, but also more people have to actually go onto the site and start posting everything. So that way, when you complain about Facebook, we know Facebook is some bullshit. Along with Twitter, you can still come on here and make new friends or bring your old friends along with you, and you guys can talk about whatever. These guys even have YouTube, or we even have a YouTube. Well, see, there you go. Go over and subscribe. 300. Oh shit! Of course, I forgot to put my phone on goddamn mute. Boom. See, there you go. So your questions should be able to get answered. Also, if you're a financial expert, or you want to make a live stream with the BAIO and its members, you can even post that up on the site, get in contact with people, and you can have a roundtable trying to discuss financial plans. Let's go back. Boom. Here's the About Us page again. And this is one of the important ones. The BAIO is not here to fix America's problems. Honestly, Black people have no obligation to fix America's problems. You're descendants of people that were thrown into America's problems. You don't have to fix America's problems. And here's a count of days since slavery began. And the mission statement. Boom. Oh, shit, I just shared my own screen, sharing the screen. But yeah, create a consensus network and mobilize the African Center progressives, Black nationalists, and neo-Pan-Africans. Obtain a mandate from the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade scattered throughout the diaspora, Sariu, Chickasaw, Turtle Island, Moorish, Mauritanian, Fez-wearing motherfuckers. Establish a nation state on the continent of Africa as a base of operations and a land to call home for descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. Develop successful and prosperous satellite communities, Africa towns in any neighborhood, anywhere in the diaspora. So think about if you develop an Africa town, here, and you actually have a base of operations, you can do trade within that. You know why, Asians aren't really all that involved or caring of what Americans do? Because most of them have home bases, or FOBs out of America, off the continent, like off the United States piece of the continent. So they can go back. I'm like, oh, shit is fucked up here. I'm going back. Shit, look, Mexicans started going back. Mexicans closed their own fucking borders to American tourists when the COVID happened. You think you got a bunch of Mexicans freaking out because America's falling? No, they freaking out because of ICE and not being able to make any money to send back, but they can still go back and it's fine. They have their own country. They sent some money back, and their family can build up or live a better life there. Because for now, the petrodollar still holds some weight until it doesn't, which might be soon. And that's also why the they started trying to introduce, or trying to go, hey, maybe digital currency is a thing. Maybe you might want to look into that. When before this whole thing happened, before oil prices dropped and shit like that, they were trying to like pretty much shit on any kind of Bitcoin like currency. So you know how that shit goes. So yeah, I joined the BAIO because why not have a plan B? Why just be stuck in the same place and there's pretty much nothing happening? And I'm sorry, like voting isn't really going to do much. Honestly, your politicians don't care. For the progressive side, like, you got the squad. The squad voted for the shitty fucking bills, both of them, and people are still getting fucked. They pretty much grandstanding. Look at Bernie Sanders. Everybody was like, yeah, Bernie Sanders, he's the man. But Bernie Sanders turned out to just be nothing. He bent the knee twice. He bent the knee to Hillary campaign. The shit for Hillary, campaign the shit out of for Hillary, and Hillary still shitting on him this time around. Like the Democrats, the DNC only cared about beating Sanders, and they did with all kinds of shit like that. The Iowa caucus being a whole fucking debacle, where the Shadow app is tied to fucking Pete Buttigieg somehow, like he's their biggest donor, and then he announced victory before all the votes were even counted. In other states where you had massive voting lines and a lot of people were turned away at the polls, mostly in precincts that were predicted to go to Bernie Sanders, that's when you had the most problems with voting at the time. Like, you're standing on line to pull a lever or push a button for 7 fucking hours, and oh look, dude, the polling place closed at 8 o'clock. Really, motherfucker? They don't even stop coverage at 8 o'clock on the fucking election. Like, and your voting place, the polls are closed at fucking 8 o'clock, especially on college campuses and shit like that. Every precinct that predicted go to Sanders all of a sudden went to everybody else. Then Obama calling people, going, "Hey, I'm going to need you to support Biden." So yeah, people like. You can scream, I'm gonna make my voice heard by vote. No, your voice isn't getting heard. I'm sorry. That's a delusion. That's like believing this is a democracy is a delusion. You believing your voice is being heard because you pressed a button on a voting machine the public doesn't even have access to, because proprietary black box software run by one fucking company. Nobody heard your voice. And it's not talk on the provisional ballots being handed out like candy and thrown away in the trash, or states like California where it's ultra hard to vote Democrat. Also, is it a democracy if you must be tied to a party to vote for that party? The largest voting bloc is non-voters and independents. So you would think, hey, it shouldn't matter your party affiliation. That can be an option, just so you wear a little like letter pin on your fucking vest and shit. Oh, I'm a Democrat. Oh, I'm a Republican. Oh, I'm a fucking libertarian. Like, yeah, that's nice, but you should be allowed in a democracy, no matter what your party affiliation, to vote for whoever you want, no matter what party they're in. But of course, and alas, it is all in a fucking illusion, so you can't. And that's another reason why the BAIO is fucking important. So you can try and build the kind of community, town, nation future where your voice can be heard, and you don't have to give your children a talk of going outside. You go in the stores, keep your hands out your pockets, where everybody else don't have to fucking do that. Where you don't have to worry about shit sticks like the NYPD constantly fucking harassing you and supervising and whatnot, being told or telling their subordinates, target these people. The soft targets you don't want to bother are whites and Asians, black and Latinos. Yeah, you target them the most for petty fucking crime. The funny thing is, when the NYPD started crying and went on a work strike and shit, crime dropped. Meaning, if crime dropped after a work strike, that means these motherfuckers are cooking the books. So any petty little thing where it was pretty much crime, like open containers. Oh, write that up as a crime. Any neighborhood they were targeting magically became a high crime area, which made no fucking sense. Well, it does, but everything was crime. Then with the whole Eric Garner thing, oh, I can't breathe. And do you really want to be every day having to be within that where somebody got choked out and the people that choked out are walking around with shirts mocking the murder of that person? So yeah, this country is pretty much fucking going to shit. It's falling. You can stay around and try and help everybody else if you want. That's up to you. But I know for me and other like minds in the BIO, we trying to look for something better or organize to get something better down the line for future fucking generations. Because this shit is not cutting it. You can call it, running away all you want, but you motherfuckers out of here aren't even doing anything. At least not substantial, because you don't own a dirt road, do you? Where's Negroes dirt roads? Nowhere. Do you own a substation? No. Do you own a wind farm? No. So if you want a better future and you got skills in construction, architecture, fucking road city planning, politics, law, all fields of people activity. If you have any kind of skill and wish to be able to actually use those skills to help Black folks build something worthwhile. So, in other countries, you can have Black towns. You can literally just go into a Black town like you can go in a fucking Chinatown is all there in every goddamn state and have markets of food. You just go to a window, hey, and how you doing? And there's Black faces. The BAIO is for you. If you just want to stay here and constantly complain about the system and the white man and the Asians and the Indians not treating you right, well, you're more than welcome to do that. Because honestly, the more you complain and do nothing about it, the more shit stays the same. So you can try and petition politicians who don't give a fuck about it. Like, hey, just remember, believe all women. Joe Biden got accused. Now, believe some women in due process. When Christine Blasey Ford came out, they were like, you got to believe her no matter what. Believe all women. Hashtag me too. Harvey Weinstein, Cosby, Louis C.K. was jerking off and people couldn't hang up the phone or leave the room. Oh my God, he was assaulting everybody. Believe all women. Surprisingly, the dementia patient who randomly skyrocketed in the polls and became the Democratic nominee has an allegation that's circulating the news plus 7 others or maybe 8 others that you kind of swept under the rug. Now all of a sudden these same people that will staunch Me Too, maybe, I don't know. I believe Biden, even though Biden can't remember what fucking time it is or timeline or fucking time zone or where or state he's in. Yeah, believe that guy who has a history of creepily touching women on camera, really uncomfortable looking, like sniffing hair and babies and shit. Some real fucking Law and Order SVU type shit. But yeah, these people don't give a fuck about you, no matter how long you stand in line, no matter how many times you pledge your fealty to them politically. They don't give a shit about you. And if this COVID situation, no matter if you think it's planned or not, the fact remains your politicians are doing nothing while thousands upon thousands of people are suffering. Average Americans, you've had 22 million people file for unemployment, probably more by now because every day it goes the fuck up. We have more American deaths than in Vietnam. Like, honestly, do you owe this place anything? No, because You have a social contract with your government, which they aren't keeping their end on. If anything, all they do is just take more and more of your rights. Like there's pretty much no Fourth Amendment anymore because the NSA is collecting all kinds of shit through metadata. And First Amendment, well, they with the passing of the Patriot Act, you can pretty much become a political prisoner indefinitely. And guess what? All your yes queens and Chucky the Shooms and the squad, everybody voted to extend the Patriot Act, which shouldn't have been. It should have just sunsetted and just went away. Then you got the GOP. Well, we know the GOP are just pieces of shit. They come out. At least they stab you in the front, and so you can see the knife coming. Like, yeah, that guy, he wants to fuck me real hard with the sharp end of that stick. Whereas the DNC is pretty much foxes in the hen house with a rooster suit on. Like, oh no, we're gonna help you make eggs and fuck you. No, he's just there to fuck you and eat you alive. But with that, check out the BAIO. Link is in the description. Also, shameless plug here. Black Mr. Wilson podcast. You can find it on Podbean, Spotify, and also, why am I fucking blanking? Podbean, Spotify, and the iTunes store for you Apple lovers out there. For your MacBooks and your iPad, X Max Pro 11 plus 10,000s, you can go on the iTunes store and find the podcast there as well. So, with that being said, BIO for life. Peace.